They're made of cold iridium, and Yegor plans on killing them. Their game has lots of tedium, the Widgets Odyssey. Da-na-na-na. Awesome jingles aside, the Canadian development studio Frima has plenty of experience developing PlayStation Minis, perhaps their most notable being Zombie Tycoon, a real-time strategy game with a clever concept, some nice presentation values, and some unfortunate gameplay flaws. And for Frima's Widgets Odyssey, the verdict is very much the same. It's a bunch of cool ideas which never materialize into a cool game. Widgets Odyssey tells the story of a ragtag group of 5 mechanical friends embarking on an unlikely quest to save the universe from the destructive hand of the evil, the fearsome, and the generally ill-tempered Yegor. Now, the story may not be much, but it's actually presented pretty well. The game facilitates a narrative with solid cutscenes, with funny animations and ample personality. The robots have a bit of character, and fortunately, the cutscenes in which they star are both plentiful and entertaining. A lot of that also has to do with the game's writing. Now, this isn't BioShock or anything, but Widgets Odyssey benefits from solid writing and narration. The dialogue is occasionally genuinely funny as well, as evidenced when one of the robots volunteers for a job because he would do, as he says, so Widgets Odyssey actually has a lot going in its favor, at least between its levels. Once the cutscenes end and the game puts control back in your hands, you'll wish you could just give it back to the cinematics. As it turns out, playing through a generic puzzle-based platform game isn't nearly as fun as watching a cartoon about misfit robots. While there seems to be plenty of inspiration and thoughtfulness in the design and execution of the game's presentation and characters, the same just cannot be said for the game itself. In fact, after watching its opening sequence and starting the game, I was surprised to find the actual game is nowhere near as refined as its presentation might have suggested. Indeed, the entire premise of the gameplay, solving puzzles to progress through 4 very brief levels, feels as if it was the least important facet of the game's development, and as a result, Widgets Odyssey seems to be missing a few screws. But perhaps the biggest problem with Widgets Odyssey is a lack of clarity, a criticism which applies to both its graphics and its gameplay. The backgrounds are really nice, but they're often indistinguishable from tangible parts of the environment, so there are plenty of times when it's unclear if an object is a ledge, for example, or simply part of the background. There's ample charm to the game's presentation, but unfortunately, it's not a cartoon.